July 2nd. Can we call the Franklin County Commission meeting to order, please?
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Present.
Commissioner Waymire? Chair Harris?
Present.
Vice Chair Metter?
Present.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Present.
Stand for pledge allegiance. My feet up. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seat. Rebecca?
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I just want to talk to you today, or just share information today about how we are improving community health. We help to increase access to nutritious foods. We also support vulnerable populations, which in particular are the older adults and low-income families. So I'm going to share some information about our Family Consumer Sciences program. You may not hear a lot about that, but we are out across our district in our communities, really working to, again, to improve food access, to improve health as well. So a couple programs that are currently going on is our Stay Strong, Stay Healthy program. And this is an 8-week evidence-based strength training program, again, for older adults who want to improve their quality of life, stay active, stay in their own homes, prevent falls, other accidents. So these classes are held in community settings, and right now our nutrition, food safety, and health agent, Chelsea Richmond, along with Janae McNally, our adult development and aging and family resource management agent, they're working together to provide this 8-week class in Pomona. And so these class sizes are small, and they're intended to be that way. And they've gone throughout Franklin County and our other 2 counties as well, providing these programs, really good attendance and good results from those as well. So the impact is pretty significant, even though it's a small group of people. Another program is called A Matter of Balance, and this program, actually, Janae McNally is working with Ashley Comfort with the Franklin County Health Department. And this program is being offered in Richmond. Again, the class sizes are small, but really is designed to reduce the fear of falling and improve activity levels, again, in older adults. And so these are 8 2-hour classes. And again, it really goes over the, helps participants reduce their fear of falling by learning how to view falls as controllable. So something that they can control and at home, and also they do some exercises to increase strength and balance as well. We do a lot as far as addressing food insecurity across our district. In Franklin County, our SNAP-Ed nutrition educator is Chris Wallace, and if you're out and about in the community, you probably see her quite a bit. But we have had the SNAP-Ed program for 30 years here in Franklin County. So when I came in '96, we were one of the very first pilot counties in the state of Kansas, and we've continued that program. So again, we've worked for many, many years providing assistance to low-income families. And really, as you know, they can go to Hope House, they can go to get commodities or food through harvesters, but it's our nutrition educators, our SNAP-Ed program, that actually teaches them how to use that food. Many times they get foods that they're not aware of. How can I utilize this food? Yeah. So how do I use this food? How do I make healthy food choices as well? So again, these are some really important programs. Some other things that we do is work with the Auto Recreation Commission during the after-school program, during the school year, of course, on those early release Fridays. And right now she's working with the summer camp and going to Sunflower Elementary to provide programs. She also provides programs for Reach for the Stars during the school year as well. Works with Hope House a lot. And again, when that food is delivered through harvesters, she works to make sure that gets distributed as well. Works with Advent Help with the the Hope Bus again. And again, just continues to provide that nutrition education, food safety information as well. Recipes, samples, so that people can actually try the different recipes and know how it tastes, and encourages them, of course, then to make it at home. She offers Fresh Conversations program for older adults at Auto Recreation Commission. So if they participate in that Fresh Conversation program, then ORC will waive the cost to use that facility that day, and they can also get a free pass to their Senior Sneakers program as well. She's really instrumental in helping with the summer lunch program this year. So there's about 25 to 50, it really varies from day to day, but youth that are receiving meals that are distributed through North Baptist Church. And this is a partnership between ECAN, North Baptist, and actually the food comes from the Baldwin City Schools. So again, Chris is really instrumental in making sure that that happens. And I mentioned Hope House as well as Harvesters. Most recently, this is a kind of a smaller grant, but I think it will have a significant impact. Chelsea Richmond, who manages the SNAP-Ed program, actually worked with Richmond and their food pantry down there and applied for a mini grant, a grant of $5,000. And this really was to enhance the pantry. They were able to purchase a new refrigerator, of course, that has a freezer as well, new shelving as well. And they're going to be working with the Richmond Food Pantry to provide nutrition nudges. So again, choosing these healthier foods from the shelves and how to prepare them as well. So I just shared a lot this morning, I realize that. But I just really wanted to give you an overview of, again, how we are impacting health, how we are impacting food insecurity in Franklin County.
I was going to say, I remember my mom took a class on how to fall, and you think, but she fell, and we watched her fall, and we watched her do what she needed to do to not get hurt. So it truly is, a way to do it so that you don't get hurt. So, yeah.
And one thing I didn't talk about, these programs really do, we talk about health of adults, older adults especially, and that social isolation and that loneliness. And so we found a lot of these programs get people out of their homes, bring people together, and so it really does impact their mental wellness as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public comment?
None.
Consent agenda today is consider approval of claim vouchers and tax change orders of $429,788.74. Consider approval of the meeting minutes of June 25th. Consider approval of payroll on period from May 21st to June 20th, $1,522,360.72. That's it.
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda.
Second?
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Chair Harris?
Yes. First item of business, work on the bullpen at the solid waste, and we're looking to,
Pig.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I think most of you are probably aware, maybe I should explain what the bullpen area is at the transfer station in case you don't know. There's an extension that comes out off of our transfer building, and it's where the semi pulls in after it's full. It's actually pulling out of the building, and that's where the trailer should be tarped in order to keep trash from blowing out while it's still sitting in our facility. That bullpen that we currently have is very dilapidated. It is too small, and we can't even use it right now, mainly because they have changed the tarping system on the trailers. Instead of it being a roll tarp where it would just go straight back, it now goes out to the side, has to come up and fold over on top of that trailer. So if there's questions on the size of this building, this is why. We have to have at least a 24-foot clearance at the top when it gets to its highest mast. And then I think it's 33 feet, so we added a few more feet onto the side in order to accommodate what we need for the tarping area. This will help keep trash from blowing out of the facility. If we can tarp inside where it's enclosed, it's going to be one out of rain, out of snow, out of any kind of wind. And we're hoping that that will eliminate a lot of the trash that does blow out there. I reached out to I've actually reached out to 4 bidders. 2 of them were independent contractors, and they looked at it and said they really weren't interested in bidding. QSI did submit a bid, and then Yetzi Construction also did. And that is the low bidder is Yetzi at $60,300. So I would like to ask that you take into consideration all of these things, and hopefully we can get a structure up out there.
It's going to have a gravel floor.
Yes, Road and Bridge can go out. I've met with Justin McCurdy. They will go out and they will do all the dirt work on it. And it'll be from the building clear out to the end of the addition. They will do the leveling of the ground. They'll put a base down and then a good gravel foundation for us to work on.
Soon can they start? When they're, after we
Well,
approve?
that's why I'm here today. If it's approved, we're looking at least probably 4 to 5 months out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted to
Before
kind of
winter.
get on the calendar, start planning ahead, before the end of the year. If they have a cancellation, they did tell me that they would probably bump us up. But right now, we're looking at 4 to 5 months.
Peg, I haven't spent a ton of time out there, but when we were all out there picking up trash, and I may be a bit directionally challenged, but that area just to the east of the bullpen is just filthy. And I don't think it takes long for it to get there. And as I understand it, and you've said as much, but that is in large part because those Hams trailers pull out into the current bullpen, but it's in the wind, there's nothing because of the way the tarps cover the thing, like that trash just blows off the top of those trailers.
It does. And yeah, and I mean, we literally are not using that area right now at all because we can't.
It's not wide enough.
It's not wide enough, yeah. So we have to take it out into the wide open, and then it gets all of our wonderful Kansas wind.
Yes.
So we have no reason to believe that we're gonna deviate from Hams or that the mechanism for covering the trailers is gonna change again, but we believe that what we are proposing here should be big enough that any future modifications to that process, this should accommodate those, correct?
Yes, I have met with Hams and been in phone contact with them, email contact. They actually gave me the dimensions of what we would need to accommodate this project.
If I could, Derek, I just want to reiterate that Peg has done a lot of work to make sure that this is what we need and how we need it. It will, as you said, accommodate both right or left swing arms on any type of a system. So it's really, it'll be something that will last as long as the building, and we really do need it. And I want to thank her for all the work she's done on it.
No problem.
On the yes bid, they just throw a bunch of options in there just to show you something if you wanted to do something.
Yeah. I
They
saw
did. When their original bid came in, it was $20,000 higher because of the additions that they thought we might like, but we don't need.
Okay.
One of them, for instance.
And none of them are included in the other.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the bid for the Yitzi Custom Structures in the amount of $60,300 to construct a new bullpen at the transfer station.
Second.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
yes.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Chair Harris?
Yes. Thanks, Beck.
Thank you very much.
Second part of business is considering approval of the employment agreement with Jamie Wilson. You got anything, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm happy to introduce this item, Rod. This is something that per statute, we do every 4 years. Cover sheet speaks for itself. We're just asking for renewal of this agreement, but per statute, you have to execute a resolution with the county appraiser as well. Remain happy with Jamie, doing a good job, no concerns there. Would recommend that we move forward. Certainly, Jamie, you're welcome to come up, speak if you. It's an easy contract, I'm fairly low maintenance.
Yeah. This is not such a, just automatic in parts of Kansas who, there are no appraisers available. And we should have done this 6 months ago, Jamie, just to make sure that we had you tied in, but definitely you do a great job and we appreciate it.
Your
I know this,
motion.
this position is hard to fill statewide. And I know we've been real fortunate over the years. We've had some good ones. And so you want to keep it that way.
So can I make a motion to approve entering into renewed employment agreement with Jamie Wilson, and executing resolution 25? Do we have a number?
I believe it's 22.
2522, or whatever it is.
Second.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Chair Harris?
Yes. So,
Thank you.
You got a job.
Woo-hoo, for 4 more years.
item 3 is consider approval of neighborhood revitalization properties. Janet?
This is pretty cut and dry. These are the properties that are reviewed by the Neighborhood Revitalization Committee, which is one member from each of the governing bodies that give up their tax revenue to generate housing opportunities in Ottawa, in the city limits of Ottawa. So the properties that are before you today have been approved by the Neighborhood Revitalization Committee pending their final approval, which is to meet a certain percentage of increase and also go through the final appraisal review and certificate of occupancy. So what you would be doing today is approving these pending all of the final checks, and that when they meet all of the criteria, they would go on the tax roll for the next tax year.
Does it come back before us if they don't?
No.
No,
Okay.
they just
We
don't get
just,
it.
we just send them a letter, well, the city sends them a letter that just says you didn't meet the criteria. You can see on the documents that you got there, it tells on there what their criteria was, what their threshold they have to meet to be entered into the program. It's very rare that someone doesn't meet the criteria because they've already looked at it and know, oh, we're getting a new HVAC, a new roof, and it's gonna cost this dollar amount, so they pretty much know they're gonna meet the threshold. And so many of these anymore are new, like infill houses among like older areas, and so you can drive through some of the neighborhoods and you can tell, I mean,
Yeah.
you can tell the newer houses, but I mean, it definitely is driving developers to tear down older dilapidated houses and build back with a new house. So it really helps getting someone in that spot and paying taxes, so.
Make a motion to, support, approve the proposed properties into the Neighborhood Revitalization Program as they meet the requirements.
Second.
Second.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yeah.
Chair Harris?
Yes. Staff reports.
Nothing today, Rod, thank you.
Paul?
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Just wanted to let you know, last week, several of us, Jeff and Melissa at the city and Chief Hackler at Wellsville, worked quite a bit on a pretty significant grant through the federal government. This basically is a safe road, safe traffic grant. And so it covered the entire county. It's a federal grant, which requires 20% match. So we also applied to the state because the state has a program, but they'll provide the match if we're funded by the federal government. So kind of a two-tiered grant request. but it's the total grant is, or total project was about $825,000, almost $826,000. And $250,000 of that is for us to enter into a contract with a firm to do a consulting and help us work on a safe roads and travel plan for the entire county, and help us build that master plan as far as what improvements need to be made, where would they be made, what would they be. And so, in addition to that, then, you can do what's called demonstration grants within that same grant program. And the demonstration grants basically are opportunities for temporary fixes. So you may look at an intersection and think, well, do we need a different light system? Do we just need some rumble strips? Do we need something different? And you can try those different methods and see what has the highest success rate or improvement rate for safety, and then you put that into your master plan. So we had demonstration grant requests across the county. We had some within the city limits of Ottawa and with some within the city limits of Wellsville. So it's kind of touching all of those areas. But it was a pretty heavy lift, and Jeff did a phenomenal job, so I really want to lift him up, as well as Melissa did a fantastic job at the city, and Chief Hackler. And then we got great support from our Widow Bryan contact. That's a service the state provides, so we don't have a cost for that, and she was phenomenal. We hope to hear back from the feds in October. And then before that, we hope to get a letter from the state saying, if you're funded by the state, we'll provide the 20% match. If we get funded, and they may say, well, we're not going to fund all of it, we're going to fund some of these things, then we would sit down as a group and say, okay, is that really what we want to do? Have they changed the dynamics such that we don't want to proceed, or we do want to proceed? And because it will be a ton of work. What we would do in coordination, I visited with Derek, because on the demonstrations, there'd be money, if they're approved, there'd be money to go to the city of Ottawa, there'd be money to go to the city of Wellsville, and so we would work up MOUs as a county, because this application was on behalf of the county. Janet helped me with that, because you have to have what's called a SAM.gov number, and mine expired, and they couldn't get it active in time, so I got to use Janet's. But that means it's a county application instead of an FCDC application. So coordinated that with everybody, but wanted you to know we're in the game trying to see what we can do. And then Jeff and I have a follow-up with Widow Bryan this week or next week, because there's grant money out there for bridges. We're going to see if we can get some money for bridge repair and maintenance and see where that goes. But just want to let you know that was pretty significant impact on the county if we get it, but it's been well coordinated from my perspective. So happy to answer any questions about that or anything else.
I would just chime in that you passed along a lot of credit to other folks, but you quarterback this whole thing, Paul. And I don't know that you always get the credit that you deserve, particularly from other organizations, but you've been fantastic on behalf of the county. It's not your job necessarily. You are not the county's grant officer by any means, but you have certainly helped us file for numerous grants. So, and even if those don't bear fruit, the fact that you've put in this amount of effort, like, it hasn't went unnoticed. So thank you.
Appreciate that.
Very
Thank
much
you.
for that.
Thank you. Happy to do it.
So, I was thinking like the safe roads, when they do that study, I mean, I think when we got the money from the state for the old 50 highway, and that was so, I mean, if a road is identified as needing, I mean, that actually could then help.
Yeah, basically
Push it
what
along
this would
to
do
another-
is, this would give us our plan.
Yeah.
And then our documentation that then we could go back for more grant money for a road or an intersection or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's basically funding up front to get ready for the next,
And paying for all-
this won't
Yeah.
do the funding to do the work, but it does all the preliminary stuff, so then we can ask for the money
But
to
all of that is
actually build. Yeah.
expensive also. So,
Right.
yeah, to get
Yeah.
that out of the
Yeah.
way is awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
so it's kind of a stair-step approach, but that's where we're at.
Yay.
And we have learned that you basically have to have these foundational pieces in place to qualify for those subsequent funds. So hopefully it'll bear some fruits.
You know, another, I should mention Chief Richards too, because that was a key part. He helped me, a month ago with crash data and showed me how to use their crash data. And boy, that came in handy on this grant. So thanks, Chief. That was, I wasn't planning on that. And then well, good, I'm ready. Chief got me ready for that one. So it all comes together. Good team effort.
Yep, cool.
Is there any news on the money for Princeton? For that?
The money on Princeton, where that's at, is Cerise Davids has resubmitted that same grant proposal back through the system since they all got kicked out last year. So it is back in front of the Appropriations Committee. So we're just waiting to see what our friends in Washington decide to do.
Right now, they're busy, but hopefully they'll,
But
Get that
she
figured
just
out.
took the ones that she submitted last year and just said, okay, I'm going to resubmit. And so Princeton's back in the pipeline.
cool.
Anything else?
Thanks, Paul.
Oh, thank you.
Sheriff?
Good morning. The only thing that I really wanted to bring to your attention, yesterday I attended the latest in a series of the FIFA planning meetings. This one was primarily on transportation, how that's going to affect Franklin County. Is we have a very limited public transportation, and that was my curiosity how that was going to work. They have secured, if I wrote down the number right, about $400 million to go to various venues and these places that are hosting to help with the public transportation. So they're renting more buses, they're doing things like that. And they assured us that this is going to be not just in Johnson and Jackson County, but that it is going to branch out everywhere. And they're talking about a 3-hour radius is where they will be working with all that. So there should be some impact of that here. Again, they just recently secured all that additional funding, still nothing for security. They talked about it and how important it is and how much they appreciate it, but they haven't thrown any dollars at that as of yet. I will be, I'm going to draft an email with all the other details to send to Derek and Paul, because they talked about some more deadlines, some dates when things are going to happen, and what languages we should be anticipating to be prepared for signage and for translators and things like that. So overall, I think it was pretty good. Things are moving along there. They've not forgotten us. Cerise Davids is the one that hosts all these, and she actually mentioned us by name as she was talking about making sure that transportation gets out there so that our restaurants and our stores are all included, and some of our tourist locations would all be included in some of their maps and things like that. So there should be some beneficial things come out of it. We will see, and hopefully we're going to find out in December when they're going to start drawing for different locations. One thing that I did learn that I was not aware of at all is that Kansas City, that we are the smallest host location, with our area being about 2 million people. The next smallest host region is 4 million. So we are by far the smallest, and have those challenges of being that small. But at the same time, there was a commitment from all of the from the team up there to make sure that we do this right, so that more things can come in the future. So that's all I have, unless you guys have questions for me.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Justin? No, sir. Ed?
Just briefly, I want to definitely reiterate what Derek just said. Paul carried that load. I appreciate all the work that he did, and it was a learning experience for me. But the guy is really good, and we appreciate what he does. So thank you, Paul. Thanks for all your help on it. Look forward to working on bridges with you. The other thing is I want to thank Peg for all the legwork she did on the bullpen. We had a pretty long-term employee retire this week, Kim Breckeisen, who is undoubtedly one of the best equipment operators that the county has ever had. He hung up, his retirement was Monday, and he's kind of a private guy. So I handed him his plaque the way he wanted it done. But I want to thank Kim, and we're going to miss him. There is no doubt that that will be a void for us and our department for years to come. I want to congratulate Renee Bellarife, who's going to be taking that role, and she'll do a great job at it. And I'm sure she's excited about the challenge, but we're going to miss Kim in a lot of ways, so I appreciate what he's done for us. We did have one employee pass the CDL test. Tony Bishop took it yesterday, first time, and I think that's the first or second time. It's not as easy as it used to be, but he passed it flying colors the first time, so we've got a new CDL driver, so congratulations to Tony. We have started the patchwork in preparation of Vance Brothers. They contacted me this week, so we're on our route for patching up 30 miles for the chip seal. That should be starting sometime in the end of July, 1st of August. But Justin started on that today, and it's going well. And then the last thing I have is, I know we spoke earlier about wanting to know where we patch or where we do chip seal next year. Both Justin and Rusty and went through and done the analysis, and I have a map on my wall outside my door that is tentatively scheduled for chip seal next year. That could change after winter freeze and thaw, but if you want to lay eyes on that, it's just right outside my office door. That's everything I got.
I just want to add one more kudos to Jeff. I'm sitting on my couch on Sunday afternoon, and I get a text from one of the people in my district that said, "Who do we contact on a Sunday? There's a tree all the way over the road." And I said, "Well, I'll contact Jeff." And I send Jeff a text, and 5 minutes later, he said, "We'll take care of it." And then 2 minutes later, there's a crew on its way, and I'm just like, dang, I took care of all that, and I didn't even move. And I appreciate that so much, that when I do that, and I got another phone call yesterday about a pretty bad pothole on Rock Creek, and I call him, and he goes, "Yeah, we'll take care of it." And I just, that just means so much to be able to go back and tell them, yes, they're going to do it. They're going to be there. They're going to take care of it. So thank you.
For that, but I'm just blessed with some fabulous people around me. That's the real answer. I've got some great people that help me do this. They do a great job. So, but thank you.
I got a question on the bridges. Is this grant you're applying for, is it actually toward the bridge, or would it go toward getting plans made? Do we need to get a bridge picked out and get plans to be ready for this?
Combination of that, we're kind of in a preliminary stage. I think there's ratings that they have to meet.
Right.
We got to kind of dig through that a little bit. Jeff probably answer that better.
Yeah, Paul's absolutely right. We have a few bridges in mind. The one that we initially proposed doesn't meet the criteria to be fracture critical, and that creates some more hurdles for us. We're going to try to get some other funding for it. So we have another one in mind as well, but it's also historic. So we've got a couple of them, and I can talk to you about that. We just don't know which direction we're going to go until. Right.
Not to replace.
Right.
Well,
What-
it wouldn't, what I'm getting at, it's not a planning grant like the other one, it's supposed to do something.
But I guess my point is in the past, we've been getting a bridge that needs to be replaced, get the plans ready for it, so when the money comes about, we're ready to propose it.
And both of those bridges that I'm talking about have been sent in for that process, and they're in the works as we
To get
speak.
plans coming.
Yes, we do.
So they'll get a price where we can look at that.
Right.
Thank you.
I'm still waiting on our audit to come back so I can finalize numbers for the budget. I have some correspondence from Rodney, our auditor, that I need to respond to today, that he's got some more questions. So I'm waiting on that, but I'll be working on getting the budget together, and we'll plan on having that back before you. I believe it's on the 16th, so you guys can vote on that budget. So we'll have that back in front of you.
Thank you. Commissioners?
How are you on CDL drivers right now? You full?
We're short 2 employees right now up at the Road and Bridge Department. I believe Peg is full at the moment, correct? So we're short. We have a few that are working towards it, but we're in pretty good shape right now.
But now, once they complete, are we filled up as far as drivers?
I'm short 2 employees at the moment.
Okay, not including, so you're short 2 even with the 2?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. I have 2 open positions for
I had
that.
somebody ask me the other day, and I said, well, I'll ask.
Yeah, they're on the website, and we would encourage them to apply.
Okay.
Anything else?
Went to Rantoul Fireworks the other night and partially funded with the tourism deal. And it never amazes me what they put on down there for a little town. And you can kind of judge it by each year. It takes a little longer to get out of the place afterwards. So
There you go.
took you about 20 minutes this time. This usually takes about 5 or 10. Took 20 minutes this time.
It's getting bigger.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, they do a good job. That's all I got.
Friday, I went to the Chamber Coffee for the pizza time, and so I got to meet the new owners, and, you know, people are glad that, like, some staple in the community is still continuing to go, and people can enjoy pizza.
Diane?
I had a KAC, Kansas Association of Counties Board meeting last Wednesday in Topeka. They're doing a lot of planning on the KAC conference in December because Kim Qualls is no longer a part of their organization, and she was the main person that did that. So a lot of input into that, so we had kind of a long meeting. But if you all have anything that you think that you'd like to see at the conference, class-wise or anything else. And they're also going to celebrate 50 years, do a couple of extra things because it's 50 years of KAC in the state of Kansas. So this will be a good year to go. And then Thursday, Brenda Watkins, a longtime secretary for the Princeton City Council, they had a retirement celebration for her. Because of things that happened on Thursday, I did not get there. That I did just want to just say that she's been a big part of that organization since I've been a commissioner, so they will miss her, but they have a new gal that looks like she's pretty good. So.
Everybody have a fun, safe weekend. That's all I've got.
Keep all your fingers.
I hear a
That's right,
motion.
come back with all
I'll
your
make a
body
motion
parts.
to adjourn.
Second.
Say aye.
Bye.